firstly, what does an off-season with Jonas Vingegaard look like?
Oh yeah, what is that like? Just relaxing, staying at home, having some time with my family. I was a lot away from my two girls at home, so obviously it's nice to finally have some time with them again. So yeah, just spending time with them, just doing some walks, just visiting some friends actually also. So yeah, just relaxing basically.
Yeah, fairly normal things. So.
Yeah.
How much, over the winter months, how much do you rely on an indoor trainer? Do you do any indoor training at all, or are you just all out, outside?
A little bit. The last few years I've done a bit more. I mean, before I really hated it. I don't know why, but I just really couldn't stand it. And then I had a knee injury some years ago, and then I started riding a bit, and I started riding Swift, and then actually I wouldn't say I kept going, but I do it once in a while in the winter when the weather is bad. So yeah, I wouldn't say I use it a lot, but when the weather is too bad, I'm using it. Yeah.
For sure. So I think your sports director said actually before and during the Tour de France that you might need. They hoped you'd have some time to really learn how to ride a Grand Tour as a leader, but obviously you quickly were thrown straight into it, and you did pretty well for yourself. Were you surprised yourself with how you performed at the Tour de France, considering earlier in the year you'd already performed really well at races like the UAE Tour, at Rouleur, Basque Country as well? Did it surprise you, your performance at all?
Yeah, sure. I mean, obviously I knew I was in good shape, and the team also knew. We talked about it, and they said before that I could go. I had the numbers in training to go on the podium, but I mean, one thing is in training and another thing is racing. So obviously I knew I was in good shape, but I never imagined getting second in my first Tour de France. So that was incredible for me, of course.
Yeah, and it's easy to look back, I think, at that second place as the highlight of your year. But was there a single race day or race that was particularly challenging or the most difficult for you that you look back on at the Tour de France or elsewhere maybe?
The most difficult, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, what is that? Probably I would say some of the first days in the Tour de France. That was so hectic, so stressful, and yeah, it was just something different than any other race. Yeah, I would say that. Other than that, I don't really had any bad days or anything. Yeah. I would say.
It's interesting you say that because they weren't particularly mountainous or big days in the GC, you may think.
No. Yeah.
You've got to be ready every day, right?
Yeah, true. You cannot just relax and sit in the back. Then you're gonna lose time for sure. It's just so stressful, so hectic, so many crashes. You just have to be on the front and make sure you're not crashing. So yeah, that's something different than any other race, for sure.
Yeah, so there's quite a lot of experienced riders at Jumbo-Visma, one of the top teams you'd probably say in the world. Is there a rider you maybe have learned the most from in your time there so far?
Yeah, I would actually say Primož. I mean, he's a really good captain, and he learned me a lot. Yeah, I mean, I can also see what he does well, and learn from that. So yeah, I learned a lot from him, and yeah, I mean, of course, there's a lot of good riders and having a lot of experience. So I learned from every one of them. So yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. So you have performed super well in both the mountains and on the time trial bike this year. How do you balance the workloads in training potentially in the time trials and on the road bike as well?
I would say 99% on the road bike, and then a little ride once in a while on the time trial bike. I haven't trained a lot on it. Towards the tour, I think I trained a few times on my time trial bike, and yeah, then for me I do some stretching. I feel that works really well for me, so that's what I do instead.
Yeah. Okay. So lately we've seen loads of cyclists break through at a really young age and performing right at the top in both women's and men's cycling. Can you pinpoint why you think that may be?
Yeah, I think it got more serious, that's for sure. I mean, nowadays we do more things right at an early age, I think. I mean, already now I know a lot about nutrition, about training, and we do altitude camps all the time. So yeah, I think it's just the development in cycling. I mean, yeah, that's what I think it is.
Just constant evolution.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we're still some way from the start of the 2022 season. Are you looking to any races specifically just yet? Are you thinking of just having some time off and thinking about it later? What are you thinking right now?
No, I'm thinking mostly of the Tour de France next year. Yeah, it's not sure I'm gonna go there. We have to talk about that still, but I really hope to go there. It's also starting in my home country, so that would be really special, of course. So yeah, I really hope to be at the start line.